All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Um, Fathers fail mothers' logic. Because I'm a father, I'm saying it from this aspect, but this goes both ways. Sometimes God talk about the effects of single mother parenting, but I'm gonna use it in this aspect to say negative parenting. At the end of the day, people fear the logic. A person's however you're gonna rear a child, that's how people parent or co-parent. The problem lies in when somebody makes something that's detrimental to a kid growing up to be an adult. Okay, you can't tell your give your child um, logic that's going to lead them into destruction and think the other parent is going to be okay with it. I say that because sometimes mothers do things out of what they feel is love and compassion and care, and they teach the children bad habits that don't work out in the real world. They're not practical. They're not smart. They're not the way an adult is going to be able to maneuver in the world without some kind of negative consequence. So, that being said, that's usually a father's biggest fear. You can't, just like a woman would say, I don't want you teaching my son that you're going to fight your way in, into, and out of everything in life because that's going to get them killed. And they're absolutely right. Problem is, it's got to be a balance because you got to let them know sometimes they will have to, or sometimes they have to be willing to. So that's the part of the logic that people are falling into on a regular basis because you don't want your kids to be overly anything. You want your kids to be well balanced individuals, and that's where these single parent households come. Sometimes if you with a single with a father, you might be a little too stern maybe. When you to a mother might be a little too lax. That's where the balance meshes in. But I'm saying all that to say this: for all people who get into it and they don't like the way the other person is parenting, maybe you can come to a better agreement if you look at parenting in a long-term extent, because your kid's gonna grow up, and you don't want your kids to grow up to be a kid. You want them to grow up to be an adult. You don't. That's the biggest sign of knowing if you did your job as a parent is if your kid can be a functional adult on their own. And if they can't be a functional adult on their own, then excuse me, then you as a parent know you've messed up. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all have a good one. Peace.